Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Our worst start now to a season in 34 years. That's where we're at the minute. It's still early in the season, but how long can we keep saying that for before it isn't early in the season? But just not good enough today, is it? Not good enough. Bad loss.
I came all the way from Australia to come and watch this game, and it's pretty disappointing, to be honest with you. I have to say, one of the big things that I see is that there's no real combination play. I think on one note, the positives are like you got Amrabat coming in and he makes that solid base at the back with the 3. I think that's really good. We got someone to control the tempo, and then you got Casemiro to be able to elevate beyond the back 3, and then you've got someone to play into. I thought Mason Mount as well today was opening up some space towards the left-hand channel. I thought that was positive as well. But then once you get beyond that middle third, there's no serious combination play. There's no 1-2s. There's nothing to be able to break it down. I mean, who are you playing against? You're playing against like Will Hughes and people like this. People
Decore, Schlupp.
Yeah, it's like, these guys have got energy, desire or whatever, but it's like, come on, you should be able to break through them at Man United. Yeah, really disappointing.
A lot of people are talking about individuals. Some people are talking about the team. Some people are talking about the team selection. How did you see it as to why we were so bad today? I know you spoke about combination play, but in terms of individuals, in terms of creativity, in terms of doing their jobs properly, attitude, application, determination, desire, all these things that we want to see the players be displaying. How did you see it today?
I think on the one hand, like I'm pretty suspect on the Mount Bruno two flying 8s. I'm not sure that we can do it yet. I think Amrabat coming in makes it happen maybe, and maybe we need to see more of it. It's the first game that we've been able to see that with the Amrabat, Casemiro backing it up, and then Mount and Bruno. I think on the one hand, everyone's calling it out right now. You hear murmurs around the stadium. Rashford is obviously off form. He's running into dark alleys. That's a really sad thing right now.
What's happening with him for you?
I think he needs an overlapping fullback. I think that's definitely one thing. I think he misses Luke Shaw a lot in terms of the combination for that final third. I don't think it's the final solution though. In terms of getting the best out of him, I'm not quite sure yet. I don't see the link up at this stage. I think on the one hand though, I think on the other side, on the right, I was happy that he played Pellistri. I think he deserved to start. I think he keeps it simple. I think he was neat and tidy today. I think that was really, really good. And to be honest with you, when Garnacho came on, I thought, you know what, you should take Rashford off and keep Pellistri on.
Thank you. I was wondering if you was going to say that because I knew that as soon as I saw Garnacho about to come on, I said it. I was like, it's not going to be for Rashford. I just know he's not going to do it. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, well, what I want to ask you is, does Ten Hag need to be really ruthless in this period? Does Rashford need a spell on the sidelines? Does he need to not start some games? It's a must-win game against Galatasaray on Tuesday night. Can't afford to lose. Would you keep playing Rashford and try to get him to encourage him to get through this, or do you think no one's bigger than this? Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you done last season. It's all about here and now. And right now, you're not doing it.
I think there's two things. One is Ten Hag always talks about automisms, right? He keeps talking about combination. So I think you got to play through it. You got to weed out the people who can't play in the system, and you got to keep going. But I think on the other hand, what he's going to say to Rashford is like, look, you got 60 minutes. You got to shine. If you don't shine, Garnacho's coming on. He's ready to go.
And for you, he's coming on for you.
Exactly.
Not you on the right. We know Rashford on the right as well is not good.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And I just think he's got to also just beat it into Rashford in many ways, which is that the thing he needs to add to his game is we want to see you win the ball back. We want to see you do a Mo Salah. We want to see you go and win the ball back. I'm talking about if Rashford wins the ball, it's like almost like an assist for this guy, because we need to see that work rate. We need to see it go up.
Going forward, I mean, with the confidence of the team now, it's stuttering. We scraped it against Burnley. It was comfortable against Crystal Palace reserves on Tuesday because that's what it was. You did Galatasaray. If you're losing at home to Palace, Brentford are equally as tough to play against next week before the international break. How are you seeing us? Do you think we can, I want to say, put this behind us and now start to rebuild some momentum? Because every time we start to try and build some momentum, we keep getting stopped. We keep messing it up.
I think we got 2 home games. I think, the players have just got to just keep it simple. Go back to basics, fight and go out there and try and kill the other team. That's what they got to do. The mentality there is not really there at this point in time. It's kind of like, we had all the ball today pretty much. Exactly. Palace was just sitting there.
They were comfortable.
In a mid-block, happy to go side to side. I think they've just got to go in there and then just try and absolutely murder these next 2 teams. I think we've got Galatasaray coming up, and we got another home game after that.
Brentford, yeah.
We got to rebuild that.
Did you make any changes for this next game against Galatasaray?
Honestly, I don't see many changes. The only thing I could think of would be maybe Medjugorje comes in, but I don't think you drop Bruno. I think it's impossible. So I think only Mount will be the only one you could do.
You wouldn't start Garnacho instead of Rashford next game, Galatasaray home?
I don't think he's a starter, to be honest with you. I mean, it would be fresh.
Yeah.
If he did that and he just went with, say, he went with Garnacho for like 60 minutes or something like that and said, Rashford, you come off the bench and show us what you're made of. I think that would be awesome. I think Ten Hag has the ability to do it. He's got the mentality to do it. But I honestly don't see that happening. I think this starting lineup that we saw is probably going to be the one. But look, man, I think we can do it. I honestly think we can do it. Even though it's 1-0 down right now today, even though we were a bit dead, I think they come out on Tuesday and they smash.
And lastly, before we go, what for you was the biggest problem today? Like what, you can lose a game, but when you look at the inquest as to why, it's like not just one person. Well, you might think it's just one person, he really killed us, but in terms of everything, what do you think was the biggest reason we didn't win tonight?
For me, I just think we had a lot of the ball, we were comfortable, but no combination play. I want to see some serious combination play in the middle third and the final third.
But we're like too predictable for Palace, like just...
It was so easy for them. All they had to do is shuffle side to side, shuffle side to side. The second you break beyond the midfield line, that player then passes backwards. I want to see it go either into the centre or out wide, and I need to see that combination play. And that's not what I'm seeing. And I think if we can improve on that and we can take advantage of the fact when we get behind the midfield, then I think that we can start to create some chances when you've got the players like Bruno, you've got players like Mount, you've got players like Dallo running in behind.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go.
Listen, man, safe travels back to Australia.
Thank you so much, man.
Sorry you had to come so far to see that.
Yeah. Thank you. United View, you guys are the best.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.